Welcome back, everybody. This is going to be another exciting Minecraft episode. I'm going to give you an update on the base. I'm also going to review the Accountant 2. Don't worry, there's no spoilers, or if there is, I'll save them to the very end and put a warning in there. But yeah. So when last I filmed this, I don't believe there was platforms in it. So let me just catch all up real quick on what's going on. So it's rather underwhelming right now, the kill chamber. So just bear with me 1 second. Okay, you know what? Is that the? Nope. Okay, putting that in my hand does me no good. It's got to be that one. I was trying to fix it up a little bit with those experience points. Anyways, so yeah, so you got the collection floor, which y'all seen. I've decided that I'm going to, since this is kind of interesting, at least to me and anybody I bring on the world when it goes to realms, because this world is going to realms eventually once I've got a decent connection. Um, Anyways, let's take it up. So we got our platforms. I did have to trim them. They were just one block from the wall, and I was discovering that mobs were just going up to the edge and stopping, and they weren't going off the edge. So I trimmed around the perimeter one block. So now instead of being 6x6 platforms, they are 6x5, right? One, two, three, four. Oh no, excuse me, they're 5x5. They're 5x5 platforms, right? We got another collection. So this is going to be for like sugarcane, bamboo, pumpkins, melons, you name it. All my farms are going to go up here, and like as I said, they're going to drop through the middle of the floor, and they're going to fall all the way down into the collection area. Hopefully by next video I'll have a item sorter sorted out. Ha ha ha. But as you can see, I'm already going lower so that I can come off this chest here. Probably both ways. I'll probably have some hoppers going that way and be able to walk underneath it, and you'll have your wall-to-wall stacks of chests. I do want them to be like 5 high so that I don't have. So I do have plenty to store, or maybe 3 high, and then I'll just use shulker boxes, and then if I need extra storage, um, sorry, this rain's really annoying. I don't know why I didn't sleep a second ago. Um, oh my god, forgot about that. There we go. All right. But I think that's about it. I've made a lot of progress, but it's all what you can see here. Everything else should be pretty much the same. So, um, the Accountant 2, how was it? I went to see it yesterday at the 3 o'clock premiere at the local theater. It's just wild that a movie's released today. Today is the 25th. I'm shooting this early in the morning, but I'm going to put it up same day. Um, Anyways, yeah, so movies are shot early in the morning, and yet, we've got almost a full day of movie sales the day before. Previews used to be, I remember back in my day, let me show my old man side here. Previews used to be a midnight deal, midnight on Thursday or 11 o'clock. It was just the final hours of Thursday. Now they're stretching all the way to 3 p.m. So there's literally 3 showings of The Accountant 2 yesterday. Um, and we went and saw the first one. So me and my daughter. So she's got a huge crush on Jon Bernthal, I think is how you pronounce it. The Punisher, Shane from Walking Dead. I'm just gonna call him the Punisher because I don't want to butcher his name the entire video. So everybody is back from the first one. If you've seen the first Accountant, everybody's back except his love interest. So J.K. Simmons is back as the retired FBI director. Oh, cool. Hey, buddy. Um, let's see who else. His sidekick, the girl I think looks kind of like Rihanna. She's back. So, but let's see. Of course, Ben Affleck is the accountant himself, so he has to be back. The Punisher's back. I'm trying to think if there's anybody else. Oh, the without no spoilers, the accountant's helper, Ben Affleck's helper is back. She's back. Yeah, I don't want to spoil too much of the plot because they're action movies, but they're fairly smart action movies. I'm not a big action movie person. I love my guilty pleasure from the '80s, but I admit, I confess that those movies are objectively pretty bad. We still love them, but objectively they're pretty bad. So I don't know what that torch is doing in there. In fact, let me get that while I'm thinking of it. That must be a leftover from when I made the thing. Hopefully, it's not going to drop any mobs down on my head. Like a creeper right now would be a shame. Come on, there we go. Alright, let's just get out of here. Come on, come on, come on. Trying to think. Oh, yeah. I don't want to spoil the movie for anybody. It's a smart action film. Just like the first. I would say, honestly, it's much better. I've seen, I think it's got like 75% currently on Rotten Tomatoes with about 60 views or something like that. I'll have to check again. I checked yesterday. I'm sure it's got more reviews today since this is the official release date. But it had about 75% yesterday. And, anyways, without spoiling too much of the plot, like I said, it's a smart action film. I did see there was a twist in the first film. I don't want to spoil that either, but I kind of saw that coming a mile away. But what I didn't see was that the movie could have ended, the first one, could have ended in a stereotypical, way. And it did not. It did not. It actually ended in a very unexpected way. Um, so, second movie, you get much more of the leads interactions. They're dynamic. Again, I'm trying not to spoil the first movie as well, but the two main leads, the Punisher and Batman, Ben Affleck, you get a lot more of them together, and it's gold. It's priceless. It's so good. Uh, yeah, I love this movie. I love this movie. My daughter and I were immediately craving more, and thankfully there is another one coming. I'm reading that they've already started working on a third one, so they know they've got a winning formula. This is never going to be $1 billion movie, but Hollywood's got to get back to basics. They've got to starving. They've got to focus on movies that are profitable. Stop trying to force these $1 billion movies by spending $500 million. Sure, that's going to happen, but at the end of the day, you're only going to make $500 million, and not even that, because you've got ticket sales, the theater gets a cut, foreign nations get a cut, et cetera, et cetera. I'm sure most of you know movie math pretty well, but um, then you've got a movie like the first Joker, which was made for around $100 million. Some say even less, but let's just say $100 million, and that broke $1 billion. So it made $900 million. A good, I'd say, I mean, at least half of that has to be pure profit after the theaters are paid and everything, after the advertising. Half of that, at least half of that, has to be profit. So profiting $500 million is insane, but it's entirely possible if you just make good movies that the audience wants to see. That's all you got to do. It's not that hard. So, I'm going to get off my soapbox and cut this video a little short. Hopefully, next video we'll have some, like I said, this will be even taller. I know this looks taggy as hell right now, the big glass front, but keep in mind this is going to be surrounded. This is just the farms. This is the core of the skyscraper. So surrounding it, and probably even like on the base levels, I might have some smaller buildings. You know what I'm saying? Like even coming out to here, so that we've got kind of like a stacked building blocks effect going up. It doesn't have to be perfectly uh, not rectangular. What's the word for a three-dimensional rectangle? I don't know. My brain's it's too early. My brain's like, don't look at me. That's a problem for future you. So, anyways, yeah, love the movie. If you liked the first one, you're absolutely gonna love the second movie, because what you liked about the first movie is cranked up to 11 in this one. Um, the two leads, Ben Affleck and the Punisher, John Bernthal. I don't know. Anyways, the Punisher. He is. They both are amazing. I'm not even a big Ben Affleck fan. Like I loved his take on Batman. I still haven't seen Gone Girl, but he's been good. He's been very serviceable in many things. I would never consider him a great actor, although his Batman is spot on. That's like the perfect Batman. And if you like other Batman, that's fine. Okay, if you prefer Pattinson or Christian Bale or whoever, that's fine, man. There's no hate here. He's just my favorite Batman because like I said, I've read and owned a lot of comics in my lifetime, and that was as close to a gritty Dark Knight as we're ever going to get. Like no disrespect to Christopher Nolan, amazing filmmaker. He's made like some of my favorite movies of all time. Um, I could go down the list: Memento, Interstellar, The Prestige, especially is one of my favorite movies ever. Um, so he's amazing, but and I love Christian Bale. I didn't really buy him as Batman. I hate to say that. I loved him in Batman Begins. I think the spotlight got taken off him a little bit too much in The Dark Knight from Heath Ledger's amazing performance. Um, you know, Christian Bale was he's kind of, for once in his career, he was kind of outshined by Heath Ledger, and that's fine. That was Heath Ledger's moment. You know what I'm saying? That was his curtain call, his final performance, and he knocked it out of the park. Um, everybody loves Heath Ledger's Joker, almost everybody. So, anyways, yeah, get off the Batman tangent. Um, it's a fantastic film. Go see it. Uh, some of the reviews, I was a little concerned. I'm not going to lie, because some of the reviews were a little negative. Like the positive reviews are good, but some of the negative reviews were like, stupid buddy cop action movie, bruh, 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 bruh. And I was like, oh no, oh no, is there there's no brains in this film? Because that's what I can't really watch just generic action movies. It's gotta be smart, like The Matrix. The Matrix was an action movie, but it left you thinking, and that's fine. I love smart action movies. They're fine, okay. I'm not a snob when it comes to movies. Typically, sometimes I am. But anyways, I want to thank y'all for watching so much. I was going to do an episode talking about my hair loss journey. And I can show you pictures. I might do that right now. There might be pictures up on your screen. We'll see how much time I got. But if not, I was, for all intents and purposes, bald. You'll see what I mean when I put the pictures up. The top of my head had no hair. It had a few little wisps, like maybe 100 strands of hair. It was horrible. That's how bald I got. And while I wouldn't say I have a luscious, thick, full head of hair, I do have coverage, and my hairline has, for the most part, I mean, it's not 100%. I'd say it's about 90-95% back. I'm working on the density now, but it's pretty amazing. I'm very, very happy with the results, and I'm willing to share that personal experience if there's any interest. If there's no interest, then I'm probably not going to do it. It is a little embarrassing, but I'm so happy that I've got hair on top of my head again. It seems like such a trivial small thing, but it's so emotionally devastating losing your hair. On top of everything else that you lose. If it was just the hair, I could probably deal with it. But getting older kind of sucks. You can't do some of the things you used to do. You notice you're not as strong as you used to be, or you can't put in a 12-hour day anymore. You get tired. So it sucks getting older. And like losing your hair is just like the cherry on top. It's like, okay, now you're losing your strength, which defines you as a man, and women no longer will want you because now you look old. It's one thing to be old, but you kind of fake it for a couple of years if you care to. Anyways, I'm going off on another tangent. I apologize. Thanks for watching. If you have any interest, or if you're struggling with hair loss yourself, hopefully my advice can help. Um, you know, I've pretty much run the gauntlet on hair recovery options, and I'll be more than happy, like I said, to share my regimen if there's any interest. But please, 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 go see the accountant too. If you're tired of like crappy movies coming out of Hollywood, this is your chance to do something about it. You've got to support the smaller films. The smaller films need to make more money. And if Hollywood goes, oh, look, another franchise, and tries to run it into the ground, stop watching them. If they get bad, stop watching them. You don't need to go see Toy Story 5 or Frozen 3. I think they've already had three Frozens, right? Or maybe three's coming out. I'm not sure, but it's just. Anyways, too many tangents. Uh, y'all take care. Thank you so much for watching. Have a blessed day, and I'll catch y'all soon. I promise more and more and more uh, improvements are coming. Hopefully, the very next step, like I said, is to get some of these farms up there on that top level above the second collection floor. So that I can't really get rid of the wheat, but like I said, I can automate the sugar cane. I can automate the pumpkins and melons and whatnot. So and bamboo, we need a permanent wood source, an automatic wood source, and bamboo is just that. So, all right. Well, my screen froze up. Catch you later. Okay. All right. Bye.